In this video, I'm going to talk about how to teach kids the value of money. And specifically, I'm going to share my stories. So I became a millionaire in 6 months. My kids became a millionaire by 10. Stay tuned for more. Specifically, I'm going to talk about 3 things in this video. Number 1, never pay your kids an allowance and why that's so vital. Number 2, how to get them to start a 21st century lemonade stand today, like right now. Let's get these kids making money. And then the number 1 thing that is absolutely vital that you teach your kids by the age of 10. So stay tuned, that is critical. So let's start with the one that I love, which is why you should never pay your kids an allowance. And it's such an old-fashioned thing to do, right? So if you're watching and you're a kid out there, tell your mom and dad no more allowance. It's totally ridiculous and old-fashioned. And I'm probably at least your parents' age. So why? Because here's what paying an allowance does. Number 1, it's just a set fixed amount of money for no defined tasks. They don't have to do anything, or maybe it's a lightly defined task. So the biggest challenge with paying an allowance, it creates a psychology of having a job. Now, those of you that are out there that still think, that we're going to have a job in, 30 years and have 401k and it's all going to work out, I would think by now, between 2008, 9, and 10, and this COVID, 20 and 21 disaster, especially the political infrastructure and demands that they're putting on the entrepreneur, having a job, I think, could never be a scarier option. So we're raising more and more entrepreneurs out of sheer just the kids watching. Like the kids are watching the millennials, the Gen Zs, the millennials are looking up, going Gen Xers and baby boomers. Like that world and that pattern of money not only is not attractive to them, it's scary for them. Whether you want to speak about that fear or not, it's uncertain, right? And uncertainty creates that fear and that drama. And it's like, do I really want that life? So let's just breathe a little bit and get some certainty into this conversation about money into the household. So we're not going to pay an allowance. What we are going to pay is a negotiated task list. So I have a complete system. It's called Never Pay Your Kids an Allowance. I have a complete structure, forms, everything. I'm going to give it to you at the end and talk more about how you get it at the end of my video. So here's what you do. You're going to come up with a skill sets. Like what do they want to do and what do they know how to do? And you're going to come up with the task list that you mutually do together. And you might take a day or 2 days to do it. So you might have them just walk around the house and say, well, first of all, what's the core set of things that you have to do because you live here, right? Because you have a roof over your head and you have food and clothing and all the basics. So you do something just for that. And you say, well, what would that be? Well, cleaning their room is because they live here. Right? Helping with dishes, maybe after dinner or something is because they live here. That's not a negotiated necessary task, not in our world, not in my world. The tasks that you're negotiating are things that you might pay for. It's the extras, or it's something that the kid might do. So for example, if you're doing some home videos and they need edited before you go put them up on your podcast or whatever, maybe you hire your own kid to do that. Maybe you hire your kid in your office to do other, Facebook, social media. Maybe they build your website. Maybe they work with your database. I mean, a lot of kids are much more technical than the older Gen X and baby boomers. So you younger folks, easy to do that. So come up with the tasks. And then here's where it gets really fun. And don't make this stressful, have fun with it, is you negotiate what it's worth. So if cleaning the garage, mowing the lawn, washing or detailing the car, cleaning out closets, doing something in the office consistently, you're going to negotiate the tasks and what it's worth. And that negotiated number adds up to what your monthly bill is. And I'm talking to you, the kid, right? So the kid's going to invoice the parent. So they're going to come up, and it could be handwritten, just a note of here's what we negotiated. Here's what I got done this month. Now, if you want to be paid weekly, you can negotiate and say, I want to be paid weekly. And then you go over it. But I want not just money just moved without a conversation. I want you to handwrite or type up an invoice, right? As if you were a contractor, because you're going to be a great entrepreneur later, and you're going to hand it to the parent or, some family member, and they're going to be the ones that are going to take that then, and you'll negotiate, did it get done? Did it completely get done? And then you get your money. So you can negotiate for whatever you want. If you want a $5,000 month, guess what? You're going to have to do the work that it takes to get 5,000 or the value. See, a lot of you think that the work is work, that you have to do the work. You could create the value in the activity as well. And you'll do that as you get older. 14 and older, there's fun inside the Never Pay Your Kid an Allowance program where you create more money because you're getting ready to buy that car at 16, or at least contribute your part to that car, getting car insurance. By then you might be contributing to part of your phone or your Apple Watch or all the devices that you have. So Never Pay Your Kid an Allowance is a critical principle to start right away. Money just doesn't come because you do nothing, and it's not just a fixed amount. You negotiate all the time because as an entrepreneur, we're always negotiating. We're negotiating for different goods and services, products and services that we want inside of our companies, and we're paying a variety of amounts. Right? So that's number one. Number two, how to create a 21st century lemonade stand. So a 21st century lemonade stand is taking those things that you know how to do. It's a little different because it's not negotiating inside the household. These are things you want to go outside and do, maybe into your neighborhood, right? What can you do that you can go out and do for others? Maybe you can, again, mow lawns, maybe you can babysit. Tutoring is a huge need right now with all this online school, or I'm going to say inconsistent school. Those of you who have second languages, you have gold, you could teach other people. And I'm not talking getting kid prices for a 21st century lemonade stand. You're going to price like any other adult who's offering what you offer. And it could be that you are doing like the lemonade stand itself. My son, when he was young, he did a smoothie business where he would have a whole variety of different kinds of smoothies that he would sell between $3, $5, $7. I've had students do all sorts of like coffee and barista kinds of things. I've had amazing cooks. I have a 16-year-old right now. She makes beautiful wedding cakes, and she'll do cake decorating. Now she's gone beyond weddings. She'll do parties, anniversaries, and she's got a wedding cake business at 16 years old. So what can you do today to start that business? So it's not the Never Pay Your Kids an Allowance. That's something inside the family. This is the business that you want to start. Just quick and simple, and there might be a variety of them. I have girls making jewelry. I have people doing different dances on TikTok, teaching other people dances, not for free, being paid for it. I have a young college athlete who actually goes out and buys all sorts of shoes that are wholesale, sells them retail. I have another college student who loves handyman and woodwork, making different kinds of custom for the dorms where they are in that college, like boxes that actually can fit different clothing in. So like clothing organizers inside closets, all sorts of stuff. 21st century lemonade stands. And parents, if you're listening, get your kids started on this really young. Kids can start businesses really as young as 5 and 6 years old. And I know a lot of you say they can't. They can with your help. No one's going to care about financial literacy or putting into the household more than you parents. And if you're a kid watching this, go get your mom and dad, make them watch this video. So if you're enjoying this, I want you to comment right now. Let's just brainstorm. So put in the comments. It'd be fun to share with other people. What are some ideas of a 21st century lemonade stand that you have as you were thinking about this? What could you do? I just love hearing your ideas, and we comment every day. We respond to your comments. And if you really want a phone call, let us know. We'll call you within 24 hours. Now let's get to the third, and I'm going to say most important, which is the value of money. And money is so misunderstood. And you parents, unfortunately or fortunately, it is what it is. It's not being taught in the schools. You got to bring it home. And let me be in that family with you. Subscribe to my channel. Have this message be in your family every day. I have a new message, a new topic every day. All of them are relevant. The value of money is critical. Financial literacy is critical. I mean, how and who is teaching you and your family about money? How to use it. Let's talk about some basics, debit and credit. I think at 10, 12 years old, you can have a debit card. You should all have checking accounts and savings accounts when you're young. Those of you parents that have entrepreneurial ventures, you should be employing your kids. Then from the employment, get them a Roth IRA. I have a lot of advanced strategies on how I made my kids millionaires that I'm going to teach you. But for today, debit and credit is critical that they start learning. Debit cards come straight out of your bank account. A credit card, you use other people's money for 30 days. So yes, you want to pay it off and you want to have the money available, but I'm starting to teach you a principle that you'll use later in life when you start investing on using other people's money for 30 days. Your credit's going to increase as you go for your own personal credit card at 18. You're going to have better credit. You're going to have better behavior around it. Because I literally, between 10, 12, for sure by 13, they have a debit card. By 13, 14, they have a credit card. They know the difference. My kids primarily work out of a credit card. I remember my son, freshman, sophomore, every year in college, his friends notice, why do you always pay with a credit card instead of a debit card? And then he's constantly teaching them. So he always tells me, Mom, when you do your YouTube channel, reinforce the difference between a credit card and a debit card. It has changed his life. He's about to be 22, has an extraordinary credit score, and his available credit that he has access to is nearing 6 figures at 22. Some of you have 20-year-old kids and they haven't even started their credit score. It's essential. Essential. So let me be in your family. Make sure you subscribe, get your kids to subscribe, and let's start a family conversation in your household. Now, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give you my program called Never Pay Your Kids an Allowance. You're gonna go in the description, you're gonna click on the link, and you're gonna open it up and you're going to organize how to never pay your kids an allowance. If you're beyond that, we'll get to my Millionaire Maker book, we'll get to other things. Put More Cash in Your Pocket. You can get it out on Amazon, you get it at my store, is the book about the 21st century lemonade stand. It's a whole book called Put More Cash in Your Pocket. But today, click on the link. Let's start with Never Pay Your Kids an Allowance, and let's get them making real money.